While I suck at building a decent life for myself, I am pretty good at building Skyrim builds. Hi, I'm back with 5 new wacky Skyrim builds that you can use for your next playthrough. Also, like the video now or my house will get repossessed. Now strap the f**k up and let's blast off with build number 1. For this build, we make an Argonian Tank that specializes in one-handed, blocking, heavy armor and restoration. Your weaponry will consist of a sword and shield. This build focuses on you being a paladin, while you also have a squire at your side. This build focuses on you soaking up the damage and keeping you and your squire alive with restoration magic. I thought the follower that best fits the criteria of a squire would be Eric the Slayer, but first we make him sign a blood pact. Shit. For your perks, invest in the heavy armor skill tree to actually soak up damage. The restoration perk should be focused on healing you and your squad. Be sure to get shield bash to bash bitch into submission, the rest is up to you. Is this build fun? Yes, but I am biased because I love playing paladin based classes. The downside of this build is that you sacrifice damage output for sustain. And also followers are dumb as fuck. On the plus side though, you'll get to play as an Argonian. I can hear you ask, why must this build be Argonian? Wouldn't a Breton or Nord or even an Imperial fit the Paladin role much better? Yes, but otherwise the Paladino pun wouldn't work. In all of my 10 years of playing Skyrim, I have not once played as a Redguard. That changes today. For this build, you're going to select a Redguard that specializes in one-handed combat, light armor and alchemy. You're going to be dual wielding your one-handed weapons while staying light on your feet, and you also know how to roll the feathers of blunt. If you really want to commit cultural appropriation, if you really want to commit to this build, use the Hammerfell clothing and dual wield the curved swords. Problem with the Hammerfell clothing is that while they look nice, they don't provide much in the ways of protection. If you don't care about being lore friendly, you can use alteration spells to gain more armor. For your perks, invest in the one-handed skill tree while specializing in dual wield. Don't forget to put some points in alchemy as well. Is this build fun? Well, if you're a connoisseur like me and think poisoning and then decapitating people is fun, yes, I think it's my biggest hobby besides playing Skyrim. This build focuses on making money above all else. Therefore, I named my character Bev Jesus.
The life of luxury. Live well, but live honorably.
Yeah, about that. For this build, you're going to select an Imperial and specialize into speech and all the crafting skills. For an extra challenge, you can make yourself suck ass at combat and only pay followers for your protection. For your perks, make sure the barter skills in the speech tree are maxed out so you can sell NFTs to the people of Skyrim. I enjoyed playing with this build, but only if you focus on parts of the game that have little to do with combat. The problem with enemy level scaling in Skyrim is that enemies level along with you, regardless of what skills you have leveled. Guys, the planet is on fire because of guys like Bev Jesus placing the pursuit of wealth above the environment. And that's why I made this build where you can be an archer while also reducing your carbon footprint. For this build, you can be any race, but having more magicka is a plus. The creme de la creme of this build will be the spell Bound Bow. This spell conjures bow and arrow out of thin air and disappears after a certain amount of time. Which only means one thing.
No pollution.
For your skills, focus on archery and conjuration. Also invest a few points in magicka in the first few levels. If you're nasty, you can also play this build as a stealth archer. If enemies prove too much, you can also summon familiars or demons to fight for you, which is pretty cool. Is this build fun? Well, this is the build I'm using for my legendary only playthrough. And apart from the arthritis I'm developing from all the clicking, I think it's a lot of fun. For the last build, you're going to play as Nazim. Specialize in nothing except being a total bitch and getting killed. Is this build fun? No. Okay, I was kidding, I have one more build for you. Once again, we're going to be picking an Argonian. This particular one is a shadow skill. If you're a virgin nerd like me, you know that it says in the Elder Scrolls lore that Argonians born under the sign of the shadow are offered to the Dark Brotherhood to become assassins. This build is based on that idea. For your skills, specialize in sneak, one-handed and light armor so you can show off that Aya's in tight leather.
Damn boy, he's thick!
You're going to be dual wielding daggers so that you do 30 times stealth attack damage. For your perks, invest in the stealthy boy tree to make this multiplier possible. Also make sure you grab the one-handed perks with both hands. To complete this build, go through the Dark Brotherhood questline as soon as you can. Now, is this build fun? Oh yeah. Subscribe for more RPG gaming content. Okay, goodbye.